Okay, year 11. Still working on your marketing plan, I guess. I hope you check your classroom and recognize that I'm putting some pressure on you now to get something to me tomorrow. I need to get it back to you so I can check that you're getting somewhere and that we can finish these marketing plans in 3 weeks. We just have to do it. We have to find a way to do it. I know it's not perfect, it's not a great situation, but there are a lot of resources for you, so I hope that you're using them to help you solve the problem of this. So let's do a quick review of push and pull strategies from the last class. I might highlight a few things. So this is about push and pull strategies. Remember push and pull?
Promotion strategies. We are still trying to answer the question, how is demand generated? Promotion strategies answer the question in 2 core areas. First, push, which means taking the offering to the customer. If you're wondering why I'm using the word offering, please watch my product strategies video. Pull strategies, on the other hand, are about getting the customer to come to you. Push strategies include trade shows, personal selling, promotional package design, point of sale, and direct selling. Pull involves advertising. I know, if you've watched the first video, I said promotions are not advertising. Let me clarify.
Advertising means that you try to generate demand before someone goes to the store, right? That's the point of that. And point of sale is really the key to the first one.
Promotions are not solely advertising. Promotional advertising is one tool in a widely varied box of tools in promotions. Branding is a pull strategy, as is word of mouth, relationship marketing, and content marketing. I will go over each of these points and, in more detail, sales promotions and discounts, which also fall under the pull strategies. Let's look at some of those push promotional tools. Trade shows is a very common push tool. If you have trouble seeing what's going on because of the throngs of people, that's pretty common for the trade show world. Manufacturers and other businesses are trying to convince these vendors to purchase the offering as an intermediary and sell it to your end user through their channel. Direct selling, as I mentioned, is a little bit different. In this case, the photo is of Stella and Dot Jewelry. And if you're familiar with that brand, they're sold through home parties. In this case, the manufacturer is selling directly to the consumer. However, they're putting their wares up for display and saying, here's your product, buy us. Personal selling involves either your sales force, or if you're a small business owner, you might be your sales force, and talking to intermediaries and other B2B customers with the same goal as the trade show, which is to offer your offering to sale for the end user. Promotional packaging is most effective when the manufacturer has already developed a relationship both with the intermediary and with the consumer. In this case, Coke is pretty widely distributed. It's hard to find a place where you're not going to find Coke. In order to get prime display space, Coke may have a promotion. For example, have a Coke with someone today. And the novelty of the packaging gives the intermediary incentive for that prime display space. And in that way, pushing the product out to more consumers. Point of sale displays and discounts are also push strategies. In the case of a discount, at the point of sale, the consumer is being offered an incentive that forces more volume through the channel. In the case of the point of sale display, both the intermediary and often the consumer gets an incentive to purchase more product. Pull promotional tools work differently. Promotional advertising reminds consumers that there might be a different, exciting, short-term reason to return to the outlet, in this case McDonald's, because of their sponsorship with Avatar. And in that way, draws the consumer back in.
So that makes sense, right? You know, people wanted to try Starbucks before it got here. People wanted to try McDonald's. They saw it, they heard about it, they've seen the brand for years. It's like, I have to try it. I have to know what it's about. And that's pretty much, a lot of it is pushed by advertising and branding.
Into the outlet so that they purchase more of the offering. Branding is very important, although this is an older logo for Apple. We're all familiar with the icon, with the mark. And because of this, when Apple launches a new product, the strength of the brand itself draws people to retail stores, Apple stores, online to purchase the product because they're drawn to the brand. Word of mouth, another word for that is referrals. When a small business or a large business has a referral program where they give an incentive to their current customers to refer new customers, that's drawing in new customers to that business. In this case, you're using your best advocates, which are your happiest customers. Relationship marketing is a large area in and of itself. It was difficult to find a photo to represent it, but the core of relationship marketing is understanding who your consumer is so you can deliver the right promotion at the right time to the right person. It's far more than the CRM software itself. Instead, customer relationship marketing software helps you understand what kind of loyalty program might work for my consumer. What kind of events would reinforce their loyalty with us? What sponsorships would get them excited to purchase in higher volumes? And what types of endorsements would reinforce our brand to strengthen our pull strategy?
Okay, I don't need to go farther into that for now, but you can imagine that relationship marketing, that means that you're creating brand loyalty. You want to get them loyal to the brand. So wherever they go, they're looking for your brand. And that works. It does work. A lot of people who are tourists, they go to different countries and they're not really comfortable with the local food. They end up looking for a local a known fast food brand because they're not ready to they're not ready to try something new. So that creates a pull situation. All kinds of, you have your advertising and sales promotions, like on Grab Bike. That's helping develop a relationship with it might make you try something new. Actually, we've done that many times. Interestingly, we normally think of a promotion as something like, it's a discount or a sales promotion or some kind of offer. Think about Domino's though. Domino's started by having a 2-for-1 pizza on Tuesdays, right? That was their original offering of a discount. And then they never changed it. It was always Tuesday. It was 2 for Tuesdays or whatever. So actually, even though it seems like they had a promotion on Tuesdays, eventually that promotion was actually part of their product. So remember, product doesn't change. So if it's a promotion that never changes, it becomes part of the expectations of the customer and therefore part of the brand. So I think most people, when they associate Domino's, they, at least at that time, now I think Pizza Hut has 2-for-1, everybody has 2-for-1. But at least at that time, they were really known for that Tuesday 2-for-1. But some people would even wait until Tuesday to try the pizza because of that. Let's see, we've got promotions for all kinds of brands. Popeyes, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which is usually too expensive, but now I might try it. Pizza Company, Jetstar Airlines, I can save $200,000 on a ticket. Flash sales every day. Can I buy some masks? Anyway, so you have the offers on, some offers like the coffee bean and tea leaf I use many times in a row. So I think it depends kind of on your, you have those choices to develop a relationship with the business, especially if you use Grab Bike a lot. You get a lot of points for that. So there you go, juice. Okay, so that's just push and pull. I hope you understand that again. Push is with the point of sale. The customer doesn't really have a demand for it until they get a display, until they go somewhere, until someone tells them about it and introduces it to them directly. Whereas a pull is something where advertising stimulates demand, or you are seeing people that you know and you have some direct influence that makes you think, oh, I want to try that, or branding that's very familiar to you that you want to know more about. So that's good. And then I have, what this? I put a handout on a long handout, which was like notes, study notes. I put that up last week. And for our purposes, there's a lot of good things in there that we can use, including about ethics and different kinds of scams in advertising. And we're going to go over that after we finish marketing. But for our purposes, we really want to start using it by at page 11 and 12. That's where our interest is, market research and market planning. So promotion is on page 19 here, but on page 11, we really start the market research process, right? We have data collection, interpreting data. This will help you on a test if you know this stuff. This is really useful. Market objectives, goals, SMART goals. We should talk about them later. Increasing market share, how to know how big your market is, customer service, target markets. So all of that stuff is here. They give you an overview of the different kinds of, this part is not really helpful for this time. We'll do that later. So page 14 has some stuff that you don't really need to do sales analysis, but by page 15, everything we need. Market segmentation, how to break markets down, marketing strategies, products. All the stuff that I did on the video last week is on here. Packaging, labeling, that's all part of product. Pricing strategies. Remember that loss leader is only a retail strategy. Don't make a mistake with that. Promotional strategies. So we get up to page 19. So I think I'll use this book for, or this handout for a minute. Although I am opening the book to page 60. So you can have your book too. We'll talk about the book a little bit. Okay, so promotion describes the methods used by a business to inform, persuade, or remind a target market about its products. We have PR and advertising. Advertising is paid, non-personal message communicated through some mass media. Media, important word. And we'll call that promotional technologies in our book on page 60. Promotional technologies includes television, radio. A successful advertising campaign can result in increased sales, profit for the business, also brand awareness. The main advantage is that a business can reach an extremely large audience to focus on a small, distinct target market. So just to highlight what I was saying there, is you'll see here is the washing machine market. Here's a washing machine market and in Vietnam, so we can see this market and we can see there's two lines. There's a blue one and a red one. The blue line says awareness. So that's brand awareness. You can have advertising to make people just know. So 80% of Vietnamese people know the company Sanyo for some reason. S-A-N-Y-O. I think it's Japanese. 28% buy their washing machines, but 80% know of the brand. So brand awareness is created by advertising as well. Even if the consumer doesn't buy the product, they can still be aware, you can still create brand awareness. Okay, 6 main advertising media. You need to know which media your customers are using. Mass market media is what's included in the book. On page 60, print, television, and radio. These media are funded through advertising. Advertising is a promotional tool used by businesses to educate people about their goods, services, and brands. Notice how they put brands. If a business is promoting itself by using a sale or a special offer, they can also advertise in print media, television, or radio to raise awareness of a promotion. So you can build brand awareness, you can try to stimulate sales, you can offer a promotion. Different magazine, television, and radio shows are aimed at different target markets. So businesses usually try to find advertising space on media that are aimed at the same target market. For example, I don't know if it's cool or it's interesting at all, but I would say maybe 10 years ago you would choose like Yam TV if you wanted to target young people, for example. So that's an example. Mass marketing. Mass marketing is for mass marketing products. So unless there's some real niche programs, you probably don't want to use television. Direct marketing. People knock on your door, or they send a catalog. Sometimes you get catalogs, you get some things that, I think it's printing now is a little bit expensive for a color catalog, unless you order it specifically. But direct marketing is useful for things that are updated a lot. If you have a seasonal fashion, or like books, you know, if you had an interesting, like what books are available. Sometimes when you are at a university, you might put a catalog in the university so students can see all the new book titles. Telemarketing. Telemarketing is people calling on the phone. That seems kind of old at this point. I don't respond to telemarketing very well. But when people had landlines, there was plenty of opportunities for telemarketing. E-marketing, okay, that means marketing on websites, social media advertising, using Facebook. Then we have outdoor advertising. You can include billboards, but you can also include buses, bus stops, any kind of public advertising that's available on the street. The types of advertising media a business uses depends on a variety of variables, like what is going to determine what kind of advertising you'll use. Some of you are small businesses and you're not going to spend so much money on advertising, you know, like a TV ad, for example. Not only does it miss your target market because you have a geographical location in Ho Chi Minh City, but it's very expensive and you don't have that kind of money. That's the same reason why you're not going to put your business in District 1. Rent is too high. You're going to find a place that your customers want to meet you, especially if you have something that's a pull promotion or a pull kind of, you know, if your promotional strategy is a pull strategy. So let's say your business was a skate park. You wanted to make a skate park because there aren't any skate parks, or there are not very many skate parks in Saigon, or a mini golf course, for example. You're not going to put it in District 1. To get that kind of land to make a skate park is insane. It's going to be way too expensive. So you know that the people who skateboard, for example, are very committed to skateboarding. they will go to a cool place. It doesn't matter what district that it's in. They don't have to come to District 1 because it's in the center. They will go where they can find something cool. So if it's in District 2 or Bintan District, no problem, they will still go there. So you don't always have to put your business in District 1. It's actually not helpful and it's too expensive. All right, so what are some of the variables for promotion? Well, the type of product and its positioning. So your positioning means, who are you shooting for? You're not going to put like a baby formula in a luxury magazine or golf magazine. You're going to miss the target market. So the type of product is also related to the type of media the customer uses, and you have to find that. It's also related to the how much income people have, how much people's, are they, middle class consumers, rich consumers. Size of the market and its characteristics, location, geographic, demographic. The budget, how much money you have to spend. You have to try to use it in the best way possible. The cost of each advertising media is going to affect your decisions. And the position in the product life cycle. I'll just highlight a little bit about that. Product life cycle has 4 steps to it. It starts off in your launching and development phase of the product. And then it becomes popular, and then it grows. It's called growth. And then everybody knows your product, and everybody knows your competitors, and everybody can choose and is loyal to one brand or another. And the product is it's not growing anymore. That's called maturity. And then at a certain phase, maybe people get tired of it or the product gets replaced. And that's called decline. So if you're in, for example, the growth phase and you're introducing people to the product, you have more promotional strategies, more discounts, more education to customers about what you're offering and what benefit they get from it. If it's a mature product, everybody knows about it. You're just trying to say, hey, don't forget. Hey, don't forget. It's my brand. Remember my brand? So your advertising is different depending on what your message is. Are you trying to remind them about something they know about? Or are you trying to introduce them to something that they don't know about yet? That's the life cycle. So the type of advertising is going to depend on what your message is. Personal selling, someone directly comes and tries to sell. So they try to be there to explain to you everything and answer your questions. They're very interested, like insurance salespeople. They're very interested in what you think, but in the end, I never feel comfortable with them. Promotional, relationship marketing, development. This is something you should definitely write down and remember. Relationship marketing is development of a strong relationship with customers. That means, let's say you were selling birthday cakes. Maybe you could set up a relationship with your customers where you have a list of important birthdays for that customer, and you don't need to be, that way they can just depend on you. 2 days before someone's birthday that they want, you'll send them a message. Hey, so-and-so's birthday is coming up. Do you want me to make a cake or us to make a cake for you? Are you ready for a cake? And they might be very happy, like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's get that cake ready now. And they order it 2 days in advance and it's perfect, and you become the best person for everyone because they love you, because you always have cakes on their birthday. And you have so that relationship marketing, and you can depend on that service, so you feel good about it. So that's cheap. Once you establish it, it's not very expensive to maintain it. Promotion, you use of activities or materials as direct ways to try to get customers with sales promotion in the shop. Get them to try a new product that they would normally not try. Try to get existing customers to buy again. So you can do this from point of purchase displays. And you know, when I go to a convenience store, for example, I look for the promotions. If they have a 2-for-1 in drinks, I will buy them. Samples, coupons, things like that. Public relations is an activity, so PR is different, right? PR we talked about many times. PR is the relationship between the media, the editors, the reviewers, customer reviews too. So PR is about how the community feels about the business. What's the image that you've created with customers? And publicity is free news about the business products. Hopefully it's good reviews. Most people will tell you that the best promotion is word of mouth, meaning that people trust other people that they know already, so they will take the advice that they give about a movie or a new product from them more seriously. Facebook tried to use this for a long time. I think now we kind of get over it and we don't trust it anymore. But sometimes in the past you would see like someone who looks like your friend is recommending something. Like my friend recommends that I should use a certain health insurance company, for example. But it wasn't. It was just something that was on my friend's timeline, and then somehow they put it on my timeline under my friend's name, like they shared it with me. And so I'm supposed to think, oh wow, my friend is sharing this, they must use this service, so I trust this service. And they don't do that as much anymore. But that was the idea for Facebook for a while, is to make their advertising seem like your friends were suggesting it for you. And as you know, we have another word now for this. It says opinion leaders, and it says influence others, and now we're calling them influencers. So there are market influencers who are somehow cool or have good taste, or we trust them, or I don't know why. I don't know why people are social influencers, but they are. So a lot of companies, they try to get influencers to support their products and to create publicity from them. Qantas Airlines uses memorable advertisements, 2004. I still call Australia home, even though I travel. With less mass marketing and more direct marketing, cheaper and more targeted, Qantas Airlines also used sales promotion. So when they started with Jetstar, this happens with Vietjet now, they had 100,000 tickets at really cheap prices, like $49 at this point. And they use personal selling to travel agents and businesses. They also use celebrities. This is an influencer. So celebrities like John Travolta or whatever to fly to Australia in a sponsored trip. So that's one example of companies' mix of their strategies. Now this would be okay for your marketing plan to talk about these ideas, but you would still have to explain them. You know, you have to explain why you're choosing those strategies, why you're choosing John Travolta, why you're choosing that media. So this is an example of a strategy, but it's not an example of an explanation of that strategy. So you do need more to support that. So for now, I think what I'll do is I will, there's some examples of e-marketing. What I will do is, let's end that. I'll go over a few more points in the book, and I'm going to set you up with a question tonight about convenience stores. There are many convenience store chains in Ho Chi Minh City. Family Mart. We have the Circle K, it's quite well known, Circle K. We have G25, new player, G25. We have Vinmart, don't forget Vinmart. We have the Mini Stop. We have the Beesmart. Am I missing one? Who's the players right now? Mini Stop, Beesmart, Circle K, Family Mart, Vinmart, 7-Eleven. Don't forget 7-Eleven. And like I said, G25 is now a new player in the market. So what I'm going to want you to do, and I'm going to put on the classroom, is I want you to analyze the convenience store market and look at the strategy. Try to think about the strategies of each one and what you think they think their competitive advantage is. What advantages do they have over their competitors? I think most of you have a pretty good idea about those convenience shops, so you know what you like and you know why you go there. And maybe you can describe and think about their strategies. They have geographical, so they have place strategies, very common place strategies. Pricing strategies, you might think the prices are different in the different convenience stores. Promotional, you can think about them in terms of some discounts you see when you're in the shops. And then product, that's the way that their brand looks, like the colors they use, the style of the store, how it's designed, the layout of the store. So the product is the retail, the organization of the shop and the retail. So that's going to be your homework this week. By Friday, I want to see that you can talk about convenience stores in Saigon. Okay. So a couple more elements in the book. I'm on page 60. Page 60 talks about internet and gaming as a promotional tool. I'm not a huge gamer, but I do recognize that there's a lot of advertising in the apps that I buy, and especially, well, I have an ad-free Duolingo right now, which is great. Makes it a lot easier to study. I don't have to look at ads all the time. An internet web presence provides a low-cost, 24-hour, 365-day-a-year vehicle for presenting clear and precise brand identity. So people all over the world can access your site at all times, and you look like you're open. It used to be like you looked like you were closed half the time. New product launches are supported by websites, other kinds of influencers, YouTube videos. Used to be blogs, not anymore. Text messages now also are involved. These try to generate demand, interest, and novelty about new products or brands. Australian spending on online advertising is growing faster than traditional media. So yeah, that's kind of a shock now. So advertising spending. Media share. See what we get. So here we have the United States in their, I get rid of this. The U.S. Spending by media share of the total. So I guess I could make it a little bit smaller. 2018 and projected for 2022. So you can see it's kind of a shock here maybe. We still have some print advertising. 10% is in print magazines and newspapers. They expect that to fall by 50%. in 2022. Just 4 years, half of the budget. So print is really dying. Radio is not so different. The reason why radio survives is because a lot of people drive and spend a lot of time in their cars in the U.S. So that one is not dying so quickly. Out of home, I guess that means like billboards and things on the street. Desktop is not changing very much. There's still going to be a similar amount of advertising on the internet, on the web. TV is falling. TV is falling dramatically. That's a big drop for television there. It's about 20%, 25%. And mobile phone advertising is expected to be almost 50% of the market. Are we addicted to our phones? So that's what we're talking about there, apps and Facebook, basically. So it's 2022, half of all advertising is looking to be online. In the UK, they still have cinema advertising. The percentage for mobile devices is 30%. What's this? Chinese advertising is over, mobile is already half in China. TV fell. Look at this, television fell as a media for advertising. It fell from 36% in 2013 to just 20% of the market share in 2019. So it's almost, you imagine it's like going to be down 50% in about 7 years. That's amazing. Print advertising is down 67% in 6 years. Radio doesn't change for the same reason. Outdoor advertising is basically the same, but mobile advertising doubled in 7 years. So that's amazing. Okay, so in gaming, I'm just going to go, there's a couple things here that might be worthy of inside the game, there's different kinds of advertising you might have seen, so I'll just kind of like explain the differences. Advergaming, a game that is designed around a particular product or brand based on movies or television shows. I've seen candy used for video games. I've seen The Simpsons. I've seen a video game about The Simpsons. I think there was one like some McDonald's video game too, so advergaming is a weird kind of thing. Games that are built around advertising. But most of us, we don't really think, okay, well, we want to, this is a fun video actually. Well, this is a good one. I like this one. Nobody can sell their fruits and vegetables. This guy's a genius. He's got an idea. Gonna get these kids interested in fruits and vegetables. Here, I'll take a picture of your fruits and vegetables. I'll be right back after I make a game for you. It's that easy, guys. Just make an advert game and all of a sudden, all the girls are buying Yaleo. I think this looks like it's in Eastern Europe. It's pretty funny, actually. This guy's a marketing genius. He just sits in the park all day helping people out. Pretty cool, man. Good job. Oh, now they go to the country house because they have money to buy a country house now. That's so cute. Oh my God, that's so funny. Great, love that one. It's my favorite advert game video of all time. Dynamic ads serve. Okay, so these are game advertisements that are in the game, live gameplay. Somehow they keep generating new ads. Dynamic means changing. And then we have product placement. So sometimes in a game, I don't know if they do this in Roblox or not, or Minecraft, but I wouldn't be surprised that sometimes you find actually a product that has a brand inside the game. So that would be a product placement. They have them in movies all the time, right? Almost every movie they have the person who's using a computer has an Apple. They pay for that. That's an advertisement. Static ads. Sometimes there's something that's built into the design of the game on the outside. It's a constant advertisement. Those are also, you can see them on, you could compare them in a sporting event. Sometimes when you're watching a football match, you would see that there's an advertisement, a banner in the stadium, and it stays there all the time, and so you keep seeing it. Or like tennis, when you see a tennis tournament, they have a logo of Rolex that never moves, or Kia. That's a static ad. It doesn't move. It stays in the game. And then sometimes when you're watching a football match, they'll have the ads that look like they're moving around the stadium. Those are actually put on by those are actually part of the video they're part of the camera that's shooting. They're not, the people in the stadium cannot see those ads, and they're changing all the time. Those would be dynamic advertisements. At one point, they were talking about this thing called hyper tags, and I think we know them probably best from Pokemon Go, right? You know, a situation where it's like you're being directed or given information, or you have to use your phone in order to get information and show some kind of hashtag or QR code, and then you can get a discount or something like that. So those are advertisements that, and also if you're in a museum, I suppose, some museums, you can use the codes to get information about, let's say you go to a museum in Vietnam or Italy and you don't know the language, you can get this information and they can translate it for you so you can understand what you're looking at in the museum. So, is that a promotion or an advertisement? Yeah. Do we want to have people holding their mobile phones in their hand as they walk down the street and pointing them at things all day? That's the dream. That's the dream for the advertisers, is to use hypertags. But the question is whether or not that's actually going to work in the future. So, there might be one. Hypertag in action. I guess they use them, yeah. They're trying to get people to do things as they're walking around, so it's using your phone. Maybe there's some uses for this. Maybe people think it's interesting. I never use it. I don't really want to hold my phone up to certain things. I'll look for a good hypertag video. Viral marketing is like viral video, or like when you have some kind of, media that something goes viral. Corona is an example. Viral videos are, supposed to look like word of mouth advertising, something that someone posts on Facebook or whatever. You ever see the same image come up over and over again from many people at the same time, or the same joke? That's viral marketing somehow. So that's similar to viral marketing. So you want to have something that people send and pass along to other people. So yeah, the way that it's written in our book is very old. Viral marketing depends upon a multimedia message being passed along from person to person to create awareness and interest for a brand and product. So you can highlight that phrase. I'm on page 61, so second sentence, viral marketing. Viral marketing depends upon a multimedia, so that's picture or video, message being passed, or meme being passed along from person to person to create awareness and interest for a brand or product. So that happens by accident sometimes, but also companies try to inspire people to share stuff in the same way. So I'm going to stop there for today, and I might have another short video on social media promotion, but then I've got to move on and do the extended marketing mix, and then we got to get moving to the next section in our syllabus. I recognize that people are not doing their homework. Can you please do your homework?